play for the Lombardi Trophy. The first Super Bowl of the new decade, Super Bowl 54, is underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, fellas.
Ready? Hey, we're good. Done.
Cousins on first down. Complete. Smith has it. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Cousins now. It's complete. Abdullah, 11 yards there, first down.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Open here, Adam Thielen. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Throwing again on second down. Cousins, he completes it to Abdullah. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sidelines thinking to themselves, and it's
this time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And he brings this one. 6 and a Charger TD. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Back to it after the pick 6. Cousins, it's caught. Smith. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on third down.
Gun.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
At their own 29-yard line.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Working out of the gun, Rivers. It's hauled in here by Edmond. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
To number 15. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 36-yard line.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Hey, ready?
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rivers. Benjamin's got it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
Keep it steady. Hey, box truck.
Rivers on 1st down. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Small.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rivers completes it to Benjamin. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're
pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him.
13-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers.
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Hey, dude.
Following the interception, Cousins. It's hauled in by Doxson. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Get him, boy. Get him, boy.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Here I come again. Gun.
Throwing, Cousins. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Trevor Williams with a pick, and he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Recon, 132 fighter. Alpha! Go!
Right there, 54.
Here's Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
3rd and long for Rivers. Forced out to his left. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. They're indeed going for it. It's Rivers. Looking for Inman deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And avoids the contact by sliding. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins steps away to his left. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3. But now it's 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
I'm here all day. Check. Lucky. I know, easy. Gun.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
To try again after the sack. Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Gun.
3rd and short yardage. Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Casey Hayward, the Pro Bowler, there to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Bailey's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front seven? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And it's complete. Henry, his second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Watch the run. Wait, 85.
First down, Rivers. Flushed out right. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Red Delta.
Throwing again. Rivers got Gordon open, completes it. 2 minutes even on the clock in the first half of Super Bowl 54. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Complete, Hunter Henry with the grab. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. To throw, Rivers, and caught by Henry. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Red! Hey! Wahoo! Red!
On 3rd down, Rivers. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 15-yard line. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. On 2nd down now, it's Gordon, and he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. 3rd and short yardage, Rivers. has lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
This is Abdullah. He'll have a first down past the 40. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. So we've reached halftime here in the 2020 Super Bowl, Super Bowl 54. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. The never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men.
Come on, let's go. At their own 33-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. 11 yards there, first down. Cousins now hitting on 2/3 of his passes. 10 for 15 so far, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He's got Smith here. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Throwing again on second down. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. On first down, Abdullah. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
Gun.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Josh Doctson there to make the grab. And the Vikings have taken the lead. A diving catch for the score he laid out. That was special.
And you know the first thing they're going to check, right? Did he complete the process of the catch? All the way through, all the way to the ground. Ball doesn't hit the ground without control in his hands. All of that, yes. Check the box, touchdown.
This will be taken short. The Charger drive about to get going. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Hey, Rocket!
2nd and 5 now. Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped.
And that's a Super Bowl record, his 4th sack of the game. I think we got to start thinking seriously about making him the Super Bowl MVP as well.
I think you're right. With him leading in the driver's seat, he certainly has a shot. Throwing on 3rd and long. Rivers. Eluding the pressure right. It's complete right side to Benjamin. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
On 4th down, they snap it to Rivers. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that.
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach will agree to disagree. All right, but he knew he wanted to be aggressive there, as you pointed out. So I guarantee he told his defensive coordinator, have your guys up and ready. I'm going to go for it here. If we don't get it, just make sure they're ready to go out there and bail us out.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Hey, echo! Gun!
To throw, Cousins. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
Hey, team 6! Team 6! Hey, flipper! Gun!
From the gun, here's Cousins. It's brought in by Dodson. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Abdullah. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Gun! Check 26, check 26.
Well, look at this, a tight end carry. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kyle Rudolph taking it in. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
The Charger drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's...
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
218, chop. Small. White, 89.
Rivers now gets it to Gordon. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
79. Hey, I 7.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. Benjamin's got it. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down.
Jet bomber. Left. Patsy. Check 31. Check. Hey, Delta. You got tape. Hey, I'm going to go load it.
The Chargers go here. It's Rivers. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is incomplete. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, zoom. Hey, 382, hey, 50. 6-6, pull it high. Good route here. Go.
Throwing, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Joey Bosa in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Cousins. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Third and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down.
Round 80. Hey, 79. 79. Easy.
Rivers now to throw on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Rivers, he leads to Eckler on the draw. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Block the team.
Rivers from the gun on third down. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Rivers to throw it. Complete. It's Henry. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Rivers now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Hey, 79! 79!
Rivers now from the 50. He completes it to Henry. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the first down.
Hey, exit.
He's crossing. He's checking.
To throw on third down. Rivers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Hey, Haywood!
Following the interception, Cousins. He completes it to Abdullah. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Hey, wahoo! Gun!
Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Jerry Tillery breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
Bravo! Gun!
On third down, Cousins. And the pressure gets to him again. Jerry Tillery, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up fourth down. Here's Britton Colquitt now. The clock showing 2 minutes even in what's been a memorable Super Bowl 54. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a fourth down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. The Charger drive about to get going. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's second and 10.
54, right there. 54, Mike.
To throw again. Rivers nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack. To throw, Rivers gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And caught by Henry. 2 choke plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. From the red zone now, Rivers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Hey, Charlie. Hey. Line 54. Watch the screen. Watch the right. Watch the screen. 51.
On 3rd down, Rivers. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Hey, orbit. 54.
Here we go. Mike 5-4. Mike
180.
get this swarm on. Check it out.
Cross the right.
Kill.
Q.
Turn up.
Now Rivers on 4th down. And no, it's incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free. Well, they had to take one final shot at the end zone, but now things are looking really bleak.
And I agree with that totally. You had to take the shot if they did score. You know, whether you call it a miracle or not, you line up, onside kick, get the ball back, throw one more in the end zone, who knows? Had to take the chance, just was unsuccessful.
They run with Abdullah, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. And they have done it. The Minnesota Vikings are the Super Bowl champions, and the Lombardi Trophy is going back to the land of 10,000 lakes. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all off season, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.